Hello, this is Greg from SharePoint Maven, and in this tutorial I will explain to you how you can easily install and configure custom fonts for SharePoint for your organization. So before I proceed with kind of all the steps, there are actually quite a few steps involved. I want to show you what this is all about. So actually, as a matter of fact, let's go here first of all. This is what a regular, SharePoint site looks like with regular out-of-the-box fonts. And you will notice, I mean, they're pretty much the same fonts, the same font size we had for many, many years in SharePoint. With, recent change with the evolution of the brand center functionality in SharePoint, we now have the ability to pretty much install and configure, custom third-party fonts. We can also change to, some built-in, Microsoft fonts, but we can also install, custom fonts. And right now on the screen, you see the example of a site where I installed and configured, the custom font. And you will probably notice it looks quite different, right, from the regular SharePoint site. So that's essentially what I'm going to explain to you in this video. There are actually several steps involved, so I will explain each step, one by one, and you can just follow along and hopefully install a font, in your SharePoint as well. So the first step in the process is actually something you have to do in the admin center, and you have to be a global admin center, a global admin for that. What you need to do is configure something called brand center. Now, I'm not going to actually explain it to you in this video because I have already explained it in one of my other videos, and I also have step-by-step instructions on my blog. I will, make sure to include those links in the description of this video, but I have already configured this site. This happens to be one of my, communication sites. It's a, marketing site, and I actually configured it to be the brand center. And when you do configure a site as a brand center, you get this additional choice over here. And that's essentially where we're going to be configuring the fonts. Once again, in order for you to get this functionality, you need to configure this through the admin center. And I will make sure to include the URL to those instructions in the description of this video. The next step in the process, you need to get a hold of those essentially font files. I believe they're TTF, type of files. That's the extension for them, a true type font. And look, if you might already have those fonts, right? So definitely check with marketing, in your department, in your organization. If you do not have those fonts, you can either download them from Google Fonts, all right? And I also know Adobe has some licensed fonts as well. But in any case, in our case, we're going to download some fonts from Google Fonts. So let me show you how that works. I mean, if you know what font you want. By the way, remember that a font I showed you on one of my sites. That's the one I use. Right? That's actually a font that I use, for my organization, for SharePoint Maven. That's kind of the the branded font that I use. But you know what? Let's just see what's available. We are going to go with this one. All right. I really like this font. I mean, it kind of gives you the example. Let's go ahead and then actually download it. So what you need to do is you need to download it. And yeah, it gives you an example. And what's going to happen, it will actually download now the font on your computer. It will actually be like a zip file, and you can obviously extract it, and you will see one or multiple, TTF files in there that we will be using soon to upload to the brand center. Once you download the get a hold of those TTF files, now we can upload them to the brand center. There are actually a few steps here. So the first thing we will need to do is upload them and those TTF files to the brand center, and then we're going to create pretty much a font package. But I'll continue with that step a little bit later. For now, let's go ahead and upload the fonts. When we upload the fonts, they pretty much become available in our tenant, and then either you as an admin or even the site owners, I will actually demonstrate that as well, can create their own packages based on fonts available. So with this particular step, let's go ahead and upload those TTF files. So to do that, again, from the brand center, you will need to kind of click see all. And by the way, remember, I showed you one of my sites. It already had one of the fonts kind of available. This is the TTF file that it's using. And essentially, all these files that you upload in here, they will be available to create those font packages I just mentioned. So let's go ahead and upload those TTF files I just downloaded. So to do that, of course, I will click the upload button. And here are the fonts that I just downloaded from Google Fonts. And yeah, you know what? Let's upload. You can actually upload like a bunch of them. So let's upload them all. We might not use them all, obviously, when we create the font package. But these are all the fonts that are part of the family. So why not have them all available? So I'm going to upload them all. And this works almost like, you upload in documents to a regular SharePoint document library. So, here they are. So this actually, we just completed this particular step. We uploaded the fonts. In the next step, we're going to create a font package based on those fonts. Now, in this next step, this is where we create a font package. And essentially what it is, when we create a font package, right, so we have all these different, versions of the font family, but we have to specify, for example, on a given site, which font, type we want to use for the headings, all right, and the regular body, or the buttons, or the title, right? We might want different versions of that font family to be used for all these different things. So that's essentially what we're going to do now in this particular step. To do so, we are going to click under Apply Your Brand section, Font Packages. All right, and obviously I, already created, a font, package that I'm using on one of the sites that I showed you. We're going to create a brand new one, and let's just click Add. And you just follow the prompts. Right now, you might need to experiment a bit. You are going to see kind of a preview in here, but you might want to experiment. So you might need to experiment with different kind of variations of your fonts. But you just pretty much, this is like a wizard. There are several steps in here. You just follow kind of the prompts. So for this font package, we're going to use this Sunseta, one we just downloaded. And then for content, so for display font, I use Sunseta. And for this content font, yeah, let's just go all, we're going to use the same, family for both. And it's kind of giving you a preview of what, it will look like. Click Next. So this is where we actually specify which type. Remember, actually, let me just show you. I think I have it right here. When I downloaded all this different, this Sunseta font family, in some cases you might only have, a few files, but in this case I have all these different variations, right? Bold, italic, regular, and so on. And what I can do now, I can specify which one I can use for, a different, I guess, sections, if you will, of the SharePoint, site. So, for example, title, you see here, I'm going to obviously choose, this font, right? That's what I chose previously. But which style, right? Remember how I had all these several files? Now for the title, let's go with the bold one, all right? And as soon as you make essentially, a selection here, it actually tells you, what, what you picked over here, you see. So then for headline, and it actually tells you where the headline is used, for example, in a SharePoint page. Again, we have this font only. Let's go for, I don't know, extra bold, right? Let's just experiment and see. The body, this is the regular, body, right? Text, again, this font. And it actually gives you a recommendation of what we should be using. Yeah, I agree, we should probably stay with the regular over here. And then interactive, and this is probably has to do with buttons, all right? So this is where we specify the, which font we're going to use for buttons. You know what, let's just use, I don't know, um, bold italic, all right? Again, we're just experimenting here. Click next, and yeah, let's call it, just like the name of the font. It could be whatever name you give it. Give it and allow site owners to customize. By the way, speaking of which, right here, when you create those, font packages, this is the name that site owners will pretty much see when they try to customize fonts for their sites. Because what we're doing right now, we're just creating this font package. It doesn't mean that this font will be automatically installed on each and every site. It's going to be available on each and every site, but each site owner can choose whatever font package they want to use. So just wanted to make it clear. And yeah, obviously we want it to be visible. And yeah, let's just click save, and I think we should be done. Yeah, look at this. I now have two font packages, right? I had one, we just configured the other one. So essentially this step is now completed. The font package has been created, and now our site owners can pretty much choose it on their sites and apply it to their sites, which is something I will show you in the next step. So now the exciting part, since the fonts have been installed, font package has been created and configured, now our site owners can pretty much apply those font packages to their sites. So I'm on the site and I already have a custom font, but we're going to change it. Let me show you how to do that. So if you're the site owner, and you have to be, that's very important, you have to be the site owner for this. You cannot be just, a regular member of the site. Click on gear icon, and among all these different choices, right, you just click on change the look. All right, and this is how we typically change the theme and the navigation and the logo, the header and all that. But one of the options, extra options you're going to see as a site owner is font. Let's click. Now, when you click on the drop-down, so by default, we always have this Microsoft fonts, all right? We can change to any of them, all right? Just like that. We can change to any fonts, that are kind of available. So this is like selecting a different font in, I don't know, Microsoft Word. But look at this. You're also going to see from my organization. And we used to have this one, I used to have this one, but now I want to, pretty much apply this one. So let's choose it and let's see, it's going to give us a bit of a preview. Look at this. This is what it looks like. All right. So actually, let me save it so we don't lose the changes, and we're going to see what we just configured with our with our font package. And essentially, if you notice, right, I mean, all these drop downs look different. The buttons, remember we chose different one for buttons. The headers, remember, right, the headers, the title, everything. I mean, essentially, whatever we chose, regular, bold italic, is now reflected. So you might need, that's what I mentioned earlier, sometimes it might be hard to kind of visualize what it might look like until you actually create it and apply it. But you might want to maybe, play with some of those settings and just see what works for your organization. So I actually wanted to show you one more thing, one more step, and it's actually something pretty cool and super important. I don't think many users realize that this option is available. So look, what I just showed you so far, right? I showed you how you can configure brand center and then apply the particular font package to your site. But the reality is this brand center, right? This brand center is pretty much, it's probably going to be a pretty restricted place, right? I don't think it will be available to everyone. You probably have some, marketing folks or IT responsible for that, right? Because you don't want anyone just to be uploading, custom fonts in here. But here's a use case. Let's just say I'm a site owner and I really want my own variation of the, font for my particular site. So what you can do being a site owner, so you don't even need to be part of marketing or IT for that. So let's say I'm just the owner of the site of the, one of internet sites, for example. Click on gear icon and you're going to see another option here. It should appear under change the look. Site branding. It actually says, new, at least for now. Site branding. And what you can do here, if you click on font packages, you can actually create your own font package. Now, you cannot, upload your own font. So remember that TTF file. That's something that actually needs to be done upfront by your marketing team or IT, right? That has to be available in here. But once it is available, so again, look, all the fonts are now available in my for me to create my font package. And the font package I will be creating here is only for this particular site. So it's not a font package that maybe globally an organization is pushing for everyone to use. It's really just my own font package based on the fonts approved by organization. So for example, you know what? Let's experiment here a little bit. I'm going to choose this one. All right, one of my fonts for display font, and for the actual content, let's proceed with this one. All right, so you can actually mix and match here, different fonts, whatever is available, whatever IT or marketing uploaded for you. All right, and essentially, yeah, you just go ahead and choose whatever you want to choose for your different styles in here. All right, let's just, I don't know, do something here, just like that. And yeah, we'll do something else here. All right. And yeah, I'm going to let's just do internet font package. All right. So I mean, I just want to apply it to this particular site and click save. All right. So this font package I created, it's actually is just for this site. It was not done within the brand center. This font package is, only lives on this particular site. But now that I created this font package, let's go ahead and apply it. Actually, I probably need to get out of, to the main, page. Let's go ahead and apply it now, and you will see the difference. So again, gear icon, change the look now. And if you click on font, and look at this. Now we have a third option. Remember, we used to have from Microsoft. This is what kind of everyone gets to see. Then you get from my organization. This is what you have installed at the within the brand center. And now I have this site. So this is only visible to me. All right. And again, I choose this and look at this now. I guess I use the mix of those different fonts that I had, and this is something custom I just, pretty much created. So just wanted to show you this third option because, I mean, look, if you are probably part of a large organization and you might have maybe certain, obviously, branding guidelines, but at the same time, you want some flexibility. Very important, you can create your own, your own font package and under this site branding option. And yeah, you will be able to apply it to your own particular site. So that's all I really wanted to show you in this particular video. Hopefully you learned something new. In the description I will include a bunch of URLs. I actually recorded another video on the same topic where I installed, I explained how to configure Brand Center. I also wrote an article that I have on my blog on how to pretty much perform all the steps I just explained to you. So I will make sure all the, proper URLs are in the description of this video so you can check them out. But for now, thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully, once again, that you learned something new, and talk to you soon. Goodbye.